Hi, my name is Kai Armstrong, and I'm the product manager for the code review group here at GitLab. And today we're going to talk about 13.9 kickoff and what's coming up for code review. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, and we will jump in. This is code review 13.9 planning issue. You can take a look at this and see sort of everything that we've talked about and what we're looking at and what we'd like to work on. Um, there's a link to this board that you can get to from that issue, so you can see sort of everything that's in the milestone and everything that the code review group will be working on. But let me talk about a few things. So the first one up is adding a custom commit message when applying a suggested change. We've talked about this one before. We're getting a lot closer on it. Some of the details around making sure that we're including the proper variables and that those are expanded when you try these commits, um, just to make sure that we're giving you the right experience when you go to apply these suggestions. So we're going to continue to work on that. Hopefully we'll get this across the line in 13.9, but be on the lookout for that one. I also want to talk about a performance improvement that we've been working on for quite a few milestones. And so this has to do with the performance of discussions um, in merge requests. And so we've been doing a lot of back-end work on this, and we're ready to sort of bring that back-end work into the front end and sort of action on it in 13.9. So there's a lot in this issue, and you can sort of read through and see the history here. But performance is a real concern around the merge request, and we just wanted to highlight that we are working on this, and this is hopefully going to be a really nice noticeable improvement in 13.9. From a feature perspective on reviewers, so we shipped reviewers in GitLab 13.7. It's on by default, so hopefully you're using that feature in a merge request, and if you have any feedback, feel free to let us know. In 13.9, we'll be working on an improvement there to request a re-review from an already assigned reviewer. And so I'll go ahead and open this. There's already a draft MR in progress to add this functionality. And so what this would do is it would list out everyone who's reviewing a merge request, who's been added as a reviewer. And if I make changes to my merge request and I need you to take another look, I'll be able to click a button over here on the right side in the sidebar that will re-trigger a notification and a to-do for you saying, hey, I need you to come re-review the merge request that I've been working on. And so we think this will be a really good improvement in continuing to help improve that handoff between um, the authors of merge requests and those reviewing it and helping deal with those signals back and forth. So this is one of the first steps that we're going to do as part of reviewers and the additions on that sidebar. But we're really excited about this one and hope to get that one in 13.9 as well. The last thing I want to talk about is I just briefly wanted to touch on the updates to doing code review in VS Code. It's through the GitLab workflow extension that we have. And so we've been adding improvements there. If you have the latest version of the extension and you open up the web view components, you'll be able to actually see all the diffs, comments on those diffs and other things inside of that extension. What we'll be working on in 13.9 is proving out that we can interact with existing comments and make new comments via the API inside of VS Code. And so this would actually allow you to comment on a diff, send that comment back to the GitLab merge request interface. And so you could see the comments in both places. So that way, when you're working through your code review, if you do that in VS Code, you can have sort of all of those features in both places. So we're really excited about continuing to work on the code review experience inside of VS Code. I'll link this issue down below. I'll also put a link to the epic so you can sort of track along all of the progress there. But it's moving along nicely. So that's it for code review in 13.9. I'll put links to all of this down below. If you've got any questions or you've got any feedback for us, please feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.